Hey guys, it's brnbalenda here, formerly known as bnbalenda. I have a message for those who flagged my videos on my previous channel. I have a message for them. To those of you who actually flagged my videos on my previous YouTube channel, I want to tell you something. I have nothing to apologize for. I have nothing to apologize for. In fact, I'm even going to double, triple, and quadruple down. Here is why. Because I'm willing to call things as I see them. I'm willing to call things by their name. As you can tell, I'm not angry at them anymore. I mean, I think it's actually, I'm not angry at them anymore. I've moved on. But I have something to say about this because I think perhaps this is going to help someone else out there. But here is what I'm going to say. I have nothing to apologize for. In fact, I'm willing to double, triple, and quadruple down, even quintuple down. You guys are nowhere to be found when there are Black, Southeast Asian, and other migrants from third world countries who get abused in the Middle East by thugs there. You know where to be found. Think of what happens in the UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Lebanon, uh, you know, Libya, and so on. You're nowhere to be found. You're nowhere to be found. You guys are nowhere to be found when there is the Darfur genocide keeps on happening in Sudan. You're nowhere to be found. And you know who's responsible for it and which groups of people who are committing that garbage. And you know why they're doing it. You guys are nowhere to be found when my birth country and other Western democracies keep experiencing terrorism at the hands of those who are not supposed to be living here, or those who come by from far away. You're nowhere to be found. You're nowhere to be found when the Armenians are trying to take a stand to get the Turkish government to acknowledge the genocide their ancestors suffered from over 100 years ago. And if that offends some Turks out there, I don't give a crap. I don't care. You guys are nowhere to be found when there are Hindus out there who are trying to demonstrate, I mean, I don't know which word to use. Demonstrate, yeah, for what happened to their ancestors. 80 million of them were butchered. And I was calling those things out. You're nowhere to be found when the Black Africans suffer lots of racism in North African countries. and in the Middle East, which much worse than those of us who are from Western countries. You're nowhere to be found. Yet I'm calling those things out by their name. Anyone accuse me of hate speech? Cry me a river, man. Cry me a damn river. You also want to accuse me of hate speech because I'm criticizing a religions, especially the Islamic faith? Are you kidding me? You think it's okay for someone like Ayaan Hirsi Ali to be living in such a fear that she can't walk freely on the street because some morons out there want to threaten to take her life? Do you think it's actually normal? Do you? Do you think it's acceptable that someone like Pat Condell, I no longer agree with Pat Condell, by the way, on many things he says. I don't. But do you think it's normal that someone like Pat Condell deals with death threats to the point where he has to watch out where he goes? Do you think it's normal? I don't agree with Pat Condell the way I used to anymore. I don't. But he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it. Do you think people like Richard Dawkins should be stopped for criticizing religions? No, I don't. People like Salman Rushdie, do you think it's normal for someone like Salman Rushdie to receive so many death threats to the point where someone, if a religious fundamentalist, almost tried to kill him? These were the things that I was actually bringing on the table. I was trying to bring to light, because you have to call these things out. You can't just expect to sweep those things under the carpet and hope that they're going to go away on their own. Where are you guys? And I'm going to say something that some of you are going to be offended by, but I've reached a point where I don't care anymore. You guys are nowhere to be found when there are Middle Eastern people, East Europeans, and Roma people in countries like Denmark, Norway, and Finland, and Iceland, where they're called Wogs. Excuse my language. They're called Wogs or Camel Jockeys. Excuse my language again. You're nowhere to be found when those things happen. And you're nowhere to be found when those societies find it socially acceptable for the N-word to be used on black people and mixed race people who are half black. You're nowhere to be found. And I was calling those things out unapologetic, unapologetic, oh man, unapologetically. Yeah, I lost my word, man. But anyway, you guys were nowhere to be found. But I'm gonna restart again this channel again, and I'm gonna call many of those things out. Because if you don't, then you're gonna allow for things like that to keep happening. You're gonna enable people who keep doing stupid things like that. No, I'm not gonna stand by and watch. No, I'm gonna call those things out. And additionally, I'm gonna say something again. You guys, those of you who flagged my videos on my previous channel, you guys are nowhere to be found when there are many members of the LGBTQ communities who are murdered in the Middle East, who are murdered in Africa, who are murdered in other third world regions. You're nowhere to be found. You don't call those things out, right? You don't. You guys are nowhere to be found when failed societies, failed politicians in the third world countries prove after again and again, prove to other people, prove to much of the world that they can't govern themselves. You're nowhere to be found, and you're not calling their crap out. And if you don't, I'm gonna step up, and I'm going to do it at any cost. At any cost. Someone has to stand up and tell some uncomfortable truths. Someone has to. I don't care if it's done by the right wing, and I don't care if it's done by the left wing. I have to step up and to call things out by their name. And additionally, no religion is above criticism. No religion is above criticism. Just like me as an atheist, religious people can criticize atheists, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. They can criticize what we do. They can criticize how we think, and I think it's okay. So take care of yourselves and stay safe wherever you are. And I will be publishing lots of videos on this new channel. Stay safe wherever you are, wherever you go. Guys, stay safe.